All right, let's get into it. Welcome back, everyone, to Pipeline Playbooks.
Good to be here.
So today we're tackling something I think, well, a lot of sales folks grapple with. How do you actually know when those prospects you're already talking to, the ones in your CRM, as like open opportunities, when they pop back onto your website?
Yeah, it's that hidden activity, isn't it? It's a real blind spot. I mean, think about it. A prospect could be deep in consideration, checking out pages again, maybe trying to build a case internally.
And those visits are clues, little signals, like you said, and we just miss them.
We often do, yeah.
So for you listening, this deep dive, it isn't about needing a PhD in web analytics or anything.
No, not at all.
We're trying to cut through that noise and give you a practical way, a real strategy to spot these signals and actually act on them.
That's the key, acting on them.
Right. The mission today is pretty clear. Equip you with a strategy to see these website visits from open deals and, crucially, how to turn that knowledge into, well, meaningful engagement.
Which ultimately should boost your chances of closing deals, building those stronger connections. It's really powerful stuff when you get it right.
And we're drawing on some great insights today, specifically from Dealfront. They have this playbook called Engage with Open Opportunities Visiting Your Website.
Yeah, it's a really solid practical guide, very actionable steps in there. We can definitely dig into that.
Perfect. So let's maybe start with the before picture. What was the big problem before we had tools that could track this kind of thing?
Well, the old way, I mean, you were pretty much flying blind, weren't you? Unless a prospect actually explicitly told you, oh, hey, I was back on your pricing page yesterday.
Which happens almost never.
Pretty much. So you'd miss countless moments where they were showing real active interest. Your follow-ups ended up being, more generic check-ins, just checking in.
Instead of responding to a specific action they just took, lots of guesswork.
Exactly. Guesswork and missed opportunities.
Okay, but that brings us to the now. This Dealfront playbook, it really highlights how these modern website visitor tracking tools have, well, changed the game. How do they actually work? How do they give us this visibility?
So essentially, these tools look at the visitor's digital address, their IP address. And often, they can link that IP address back to a specific company. And sometimes, depending on the setup and data, maybe even connect activity patterns. So when someone from ACME Corp, where you have an open deal, visits your site, the tool flags it.
Even if they don't fill out a form or anything?
Correct. Even anonymous browsing from that company's network can often be identified. It's like connecting the dots behind the scenes.
That really is the light bulb moment, isn't it? Suddenly you get this heads up, hey, that prospect you're working is looking at the product details again, or the pricing page, or case studies.
Exactly. And those aren't just random clicks. Visiting pricing or case studies. That signals serious evaluation, right? They're likely moving down the funnel.
It moves outreach from being sort of speculative to being really targeted.
Precisely. And that's what the playbook emphasizes, using this insight for strategic, timely outreach. Your conversation becomes instantly more relevant.
Okay, so the why is clear. Huge potential. Let's get practical. What are the actual steps Dealfront lays out for identifying these visits from our open opportunities?
They break it down really nicely into 4 main steps. Step 1, and this is foundational, is you need to connect your CRM system.
Where all your deal info lives.
Right. Connect that with a visitor tracking tool. They mention Leadfeeder, naturally, given it's their area.
And they mention it works with the big CRMs, Salesforce, HubSpot, etc. And there are ways, like using Zapier, if you're on a different platform.
Exactly right. Zapier acts like a connector for different apps. So yeah, there's usually a way. This integration is absolutely key because it lets the system see, okay, this website visitor is from a company linked to this open opportunity in our CRM.
It bridges the gap between website activity and your actual sales pipeline. Makes sense. So step 1, integrate. What's step 2?
Step 2 is about creating specific feeds within Leadfeeder. Think of feeds as like custom filters or dashboards.
Okay.
You set them up to show you only the website visits you really care about. The playbook walks you through it. Click plus, create custom feed, then plus, add a new filter. The crucial filter is under CRM, and it's CRM opportunity status. At least one is open.
Got it. So it filters for visits from companies where you have an active deal?
Yes. And then critically, you filter it further by the CRM opportunity owner.
So each salesperson sees only the visits related to their specific deals?
Precisely. Keeps things focused and actionable for each team member. No noise. But then they add another layer of smart filtering.
Which is?
Creating additional custom feeds specifically for visits to what they call high-intent pages. Why do you reckon those pages are so important to track separately?
Well, yeah, it seems obvious, I guess. Pages like Detailed product features, the pricing page is a big one, case studies showing success. Someone visiting those isn't just browsing casually, right?
Exactly. That's a much stronger buying signal than, say, just hitting the home page or the About Us page.
So how do you set up those specific feeds?
You use another filter. Under behaviors, you choose landing page. And then you just paste in the specific web addresses, the URLs for your pricing page, your key product pages, your case study library, whatever is critical for you.
And you combine that with the opportunity owner filter again.
Yes, definitely. Combine the landing page filter for those high-intent pages with the CRM opportunity owner filter. That gives each salesperson a laser focus. My open opportunity, Prospect X, just looked at the enterprise pricing tier.
Okay, super targeted. So now we can see the visits happening on the right pages, linked to the right deals and owners. What's step 3? What do we do with this info? The outreach.
Right, the outreach strategy. So you get that notification, that alert. First thing Dealfront says is quickly check your CRM and confirm who your main contact is for that open opportunity, usually someone you're already talking to.
Makes sense.
Then you tailor your message based on what page they visited. And the playbook gives some great concrete examples.
Yeah, okay, let's hear them. What if they were looking at the pricing page? That can be a sensitive one.
It can be. So they suggest a subject line like, let's explore options that work best for you. Something open-ended.
Okay.
And the email body should gently reference your ongoing conversation, but pivot to acknowledging they might be weighing options. You offer to clarify things, maybe mention how similar companies find value, and suggest a quick chat specifically about tailoring the solution and pricing to their needs.
So, proactive and helpful, addressing the potential pricing question without being pushy. I like that.
Exactly. It's about adding value around that specific point of interest.
And what about if they visited a case study page?
Similar idea, but tailored differently. The subject could be something like, inspired by success in their industry challenge.
Yeah.
You personalize it. The email then connects the dots between that case study, maybe briefly mentioning the company in it, and a key result, and the prospect's own potential goals. Again, the goal is to offer more tailored insights based on that specific interest and suggest a call.
It feels much more relevant than a generic checking-in email, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And they don't just stop at single email examples. The playbook actually lays out a full sales cadence, a multi-step plan, specifically for that pricing page visit scenario.
Oh, interesting. Can you walk us through that cadence?
Yeah, it's pretty comprehensive. It's a multi-touch approach over about 14 days. So day 1 is that first email we talked about, the soft value add one.
Okay.
Day 2, a social touch point, maybe connect on LinkedIn, engage with a post. Day 3, first call attempt, maybe you leave a voicemail if no answer.
Got it. Mixes channels early.
Yes. Day 4, another email, this time maybe focused on social proof like sharing a relevant customer story snippet. Day 6, another call attempt, maybe a different voicemail.
Persistence, but varied.
All right, day 8, email 3, perhaps offering something more concrete like a tailored overview or a quick demo focused on their likely interests. Day 10, a follow-up message on LinkedIn, referencing the previous touches perhaps. And finally, day 14, a last attempt before pausing email, creating a little polite urgency.
Wow, that's a really structured sequence. Uses different angles, different channels, spread out over time, not just hammering them.
Exactly. It respects their time, but keeps you top of mind in relevant ways. And threaded through all of this outreach advice is this constant drumbeat about timing. Why is acting fast so crucial here?
Well, it just feels intuitive, right? They were just on your site thinking about your solution. That interest is piqued right then, if you reach out quickly.
Let's catch them while it's fresh. Your company, the problem you solve, it's right there in their mind. Wait a day, wait 2 days. That mental energy fades. They get busy, maybe look at a competitor.
Yeah, the window definitely closes.
Spot on. The playbook actually states that outreach within hours of the visit dramatically increases your odds of getting that re-engagement. It shows you're alert, you're relevant.
Which highlights why those automated notifications we'll talk about are so important. You need that real-time heads up.
Absolutely critical. You can't rely on manually checking logs all day. And it's not just about email either. The playbook strongly advocates for multi-channel outreach. What's the thinking there?
Well, people consume information differently, right? Some live in their inbox, others are more on LinkedIn, some might actually answer their phone.
Exactly. Using a mixed LinkedIn, phone, email just increases the chances your message actually lands and resonates. People have preferences. Plus, different channels are good for different things.
And they give an example for LinkedIn too, don't they? A direct message?
Yep, a quick DM, something like, saw you were checking out page name on our site, happy to answer any questions if anything came up. Short, direct, helpful.
And the phone.
Phone calls are great for that immediate, real-time conversation, addressing nuances, building rapport in a way text sometimes can't.
Right.
And email remains key for sharing richer content, maybe linking directly to that guide related to the page they viewed, offering a specific case study download, inviting them to a relevant webinar or demo.
So it's about using the right channel for the right message, adapting to the prospect, and making sure you're timely across the board.
You got it. It creates a more persistent yet less annoying presence.
Okay, which brings us neatly back to those notifications. That's step 3, automate notifications for the sales team. How does Dealfront suggest setting that up?
This is about making sure the right person gets the alert immediately. So inside Leadfeeder, you set up automations. You can have alerts sent straight to Slack, which is super popular.
Yeah, lots of teams run on Slack.
Or via email, or even trigger actions directly in your CRM. The key is, when an open opportunity hits one of those high-intent pages you flagged, bang, the account owner gets notified right away.
And they showed the Slack setup, like choosing the channel and how often.
Yeah, it's straightforward. Add automation to the feed, choose, send to Slack, pick the channel, maybe a dedicated channel per salesperson or a team channel, and then choose the frequency. When new companies appear, is great for real-time alerts.
And CRM integration could mean automatically creating a task for the salesperson, follow-up website visit.
Exactly. Create a task, update a field, log an activity, whatever makes sense in your workflow. The goal is seamless, timely information flow to the person who needs to act.
Okay. Identify the visit, reach out smartly, get notified instantly. What's the last piece? Step 4.
Step 4 is crucial but sometimes overlooked. Track outcomes and adjust tactics.
Closing the loop. It's not set it and forget it.
Definitely not. The playbook stresses you need to monitor what happens after you implement this. Are people responding to these tailored emails? Are you booking more meetings from these specific touch points? Are these leads progressing faster?
So looking at those engagement metrics, open rates, click rates, reply rates, meeting book rates, and ultimately, did it influence the deal?
Precisely. You use these learnings to refine everything. Maybe email template A works better than template B for pricing page visits. Maybe call script C is more effective.
Maybe you find visits to one specific case study are way more predictive of closing than others.
Exactly. It's an iterative process. You test, you learn, you adapt, continuously optimize the whole strategy based on real data from your efforts.
So it requires ongoing attention, not just initial setup.
Yes, that continuous improvement mindset is key to making this strategy deliver results long-term. Use the data to get smarter over time.
Right. So let's summarize the payoff. If teams implement this whole strategy, the integration, the feeds, the tailored outreach, the notifications, the track, what are the main benefits Dealfront highlights? What results can you expect?
They boil it down to 3 core benefits. First, significantly increased engagement with your active opportunities. You're just having more relevant conversations at the right time.
Makes sense. Second, improved close rates. You're focusing your energy more effectively on prospects who are actively demonstrating buying intent through their behavior. Less wasted effort, more focus on likely deals.
Prioritization, basically.
Exactly. And third, stronger prospect relationships. That personalized, timely, value-added outreach, it just builds rapport and trust better than generic follow-ups.
All sounds incredibly valuable. Increased engagement, better close rates, stronger relationships. Hard to argue with that. It's about working smarter, not just harder.
Absolutely. It's leveraging readily available data, these website visit signals, to make your sales process much more intelligent and effective, moving from reactive to proactive.
Well, hopefully for you listening, this deep dive into the Dealfront playbook has sparked some ideas. It really makes you think, doesn't it? About those open deals sitting in your pipeline right now. How many might be browsing your site at this very moment, silently signaling they might be ready for the next step? What could knowing that actually unlock for you? It's a powerful thought. It really is about gaining that competitive edge by tuning into signals others might be missing, connecting at that perfect moment.
And if you want to explore this playbook or find other strategies to optimize your pipeline, definitely check out the resources Dealfront has available. They've got a lot more playbooks and insights on their site.
Yeah, definitely worth a look if you're serious about leveling up your sales game. Lots of practical advice there.
Okay, well, that wraps up this deep dive on engaging open opportunities who visit your website. Thanks for joining us again for Pipeline Playbooks.
My pleasure.
We'll catch you on the next one with more strategies to help you tune up your sales engine.